Alright guys, to watch this video for Thursday, October 11th. As most of you know, I'm only working the mornings for the next couple weeks. And I left this morning and what the hell did you guys do? Look at that. What happened today? I think the Dow was down over 800 points. Here's what I did, and this I think trading the morning is pretty good. I had NBEV before the opening bell. I took a trade on that little flag break I talked about in pre-market in NBEV. So that was a pre-market trade, and then I had two little baby gainers after the open DTEA VTVT. And then I left because I told you guys I got a lot going on right now. In 2 weeks, I'll be back to full-time trading. This might be the last time I leave you guys in charge because that's irresponsible right there. I don't know what's going on, but what an ugly, ugly day. All right, anyway, couple that with a massive hurricane hitting the United States, and this is kind of a memorable day, I guess. So here's what I'm watching for tomorrow. I'm going to have NBEV on watch. Now, this is not really, there's nothing that stands out about this chart, but there's there's the pot stocks actually had pretty good relative strength today. And this one, I don't know, during the chaos, it actually looked like at one point, and again, I wasn't there, but looking at charts tonight, looked like at one point it was actually going to, kind of mount a rally and maybe take out its early high. If you notice for the last three sessions here, showing you 5-minute candles, didn't break its early high today, didn't do it yesterday, didn't do it the day before, really didn't do it the day before, and it did it here and ended up rolling over. So you got several days where this has not broken its early high. So in my opinion, when you have a stock that's a recent high flyer that's still in play in a space that's pretty hot, the pot space, right? If you do happen to get an afternoon breakout where it breaks above its morning high, it can be kind of a nice little mini squeeze at times. So even though this chart is a little weird, a lot of charts are weird tonight, right? Because the overall market was so ugly. So we're definitely going to watch that one tomorrow. I put EARS on watch because he had the big breakout on massive volume. 2 days pulling back, and you could almost call this pullback relative strength compared to the overall market today. So you kind of had the flag here, and it broke out, and 2 days lower on declining volume, kind of retesting the breakout area, right? The breakout area is right about here. So to me, this one's still bullish, especially if the market bounces tomorrow. TRPX also in the pot space. We had it on bounce watch coming into today, and you could argue it didn't do terribly bad with the overall market, but also you notice it never, here's its early opening high, never broke it. So this one, let me go back and show you one more thing. It's also interesting that I guess midday it hit the whole number 5 and came close to it again. So kind of like this maybe, there it is on 15. I like it maybe through 5 tomorrow. But we'll have to see how the market trades and if it even sets up. But I think it's overdue for a bounce. It's a very thin stock. It only traded 170,000 today, so keep that in mind. Now, some plays that, in my opinion, are oversold based on. I think I made a video one time showing you guys one of my favorite simple overnight scans, and that's the one I ran to find this one, which is the parameters are as simple as this. They're like you're looking for something that's down at least 4 days in a row, and the fourth day is down more than I think I set it to 4%. You can choose those numbers yourself, but what that'll spit out is stocks, again, with at least 4 red days in a row, and then the day of the scan, it was actually kind of accelerating to the downside because it's at least down 4% today after the 3 previous days being red. So what I do is I run that scan, and then I scroll through a bunch of charts and look, and CLR was one of them that caught my eye because it's fallen from 72 down below 6. So it's fallen like $10 in 4 or 5 days. But also, it's had great bounces from right around $60, like right here. It took it out to the downside, but nice bounce, nice bounce, nice bounce. Here, and the 200-day, right? So you've got two things in this area, the 200-day and nice price support, and it's oversold to the downside. So that's a pretty good setup for a snapback bounce, all right? PayPal, PYPL, is starting to accelerate to the downside. Now this has, I don't know, 8, 10 red days in a row. I wouldn't mind seeing a huge day down here, getting close to 70. See how it bounced back here? Anytime a stock gets ahead of itself in a very short term to get to a near, to get near a recent low, you can get a nice snapback bounce. So this still has a ways to go if I'm looking to get long down here. So Maybe we get another red day tomorrow and it becomes more interesting, but I do want to watch it. It's definitely oversold and kind of accelerating to the downside. Delta Airlines, another one. Look at all these red days in a row, getting down, and has really nice support, if you will, below 49 bucks. Right here's the $49 line. Really nice bounce from there, and again back here, and it's fallen a long way to get there. So I like this below 49. Just keep in mind that doesn't mean if tomorrow it opens and gets below 49, I'm just automatically a buyer. Then I'll be watching intraday candlesticks to see if I get some kind of setup for an intraday reversal. All right. NIO. Bear with me 1 second on my list. I had two eyes in there. Okay, NIO gapped up today. We talked about it in last night's video. And again, you could argue relative strength when you look at the SPY, how ugly that was, versus NIO. You could say, you know what, NIO was pretty darn strong today. So there it gapped up, put in a lower high, kind of retested that $8 area several times. But it's strong enough overall, especially compared to the overall market, that I want to watch that one. Really for the next several days, right? IGC, trying to decide if this should even be on the list. I've already got NBEV. I don't love it. I don't, but I'm going to keep that on track. I'm going to go ahead and pull that off my list. It'll probably be the big runner tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to pull it off my list. There's nothing special there, but you could argue NBEV has a pretty similar chart, so they could easily both be on watch. They're in that pot space. Let's see. ACRX. Great relative strength today. Gap down, I guess, on what sounded like bad news, and then just rip short's faces off, topping out at 393 before settling in at 360-ish, basically. And again, you could argue incredible relative strength with an ugly tape today, right? So that we definitely want to watch that one tomorrow. Another relative strength play is IDT. Gap up and a very, very strong close relative to the market. And VTVT had this big pop here, lower high, kind of an inside candle. And it did close above its open, topped out at 388. Again, I like this one. You could argue it's got a few topping tails here, and here, but with the overall market being so weak, this is certainly one to watch. Not in love with it, but I like it. All right. If you are not a member of our room, check down below. We've restructured our pricing schedule to let anybody who wants to try our room in for almost nothing. All right. $79 gets you involved, and you'll see a whole different kind of trading, one that actually involves a reason for every entry, right? I know there's rooms out there that moderator just jumps around. I'm in this one. I'm in no explanation. And I said today to the group this morning, I said, can you imagine starting your trading career following a guy who's making a killing, but nobody knows how he's doing it other than he's selling to his members because I'm in this one, and then everyone piles in and I'm in. It's just chaos, and you're not learning a damn thing. You really, really need to learn a proper setup, how to trade inflection points, how to use stacked catalysts on the chart before you take an entry. So you're only taking entries that have basically dominoes set up to fall if it gets long, if it triggers right at the inflection point. You need to learn intelligent entries, how to scale out, how to protect your capital, all that neat stuff. And you can do it for almost free with the link down below. All right, I'm done babbling. We'll see everybody tomorrow.